Joined now by Meadow Pollack's dad, Andrew Pollack. I'm so emotional watching your daughter's friends. I can only imagine what it's like for you, Andrew.
I can't tell you how angry and upset I am today. I'm having a rough day with this graduation that's going to go on tomorrow, and I wasn't prepared to hear all that stuff about my daughter, but it just I'm angry with all this incompetence that my daughter's not going to be getting her diploma tomorrow, and it's my son that's going to have to get it on that stage. So it's tough.
I can imagine. And we all just give you so much credit for how strong you've been. And obviously it's going to be a very hard day. And you listen to her friends, who I'm sure you're all close to, and they're great kids. They are really great kids, and everybody is proud of them. But your daughter should be on that stage. And the story that I mentioned on the way in here about the paramedics. And, I talked to Governor Rick Scott yesterday or the day before about what's being done in Florida to make sure this never happens again. And there is legislation that you worked very hard to pass. But, you have to ask yourself, like, what happened at the Broward Sheriff's Office when they're not letting the paramedics in? And now we know that that guy was out of the building sometime before that, right?
Yeah, well, they couldn't let him in because they thought that, the one deputy that worked at the school didn't go in. So he hid behind the wall, and they thought that there still was an active shooter in there because he was still hiding behind the wall, the deputy that was at the building at the time. So, the paramedics, they had their work cut out for them that day because the sheriff at the school didn't do his job. And a lot of other people didn't do their jobs either, Martha. They have monitors at that school. An article came out today about a monitor that works at that school that didn't do his job either. He saw a gentleman, 1958, walk off out of a car onto the school ground with a rifle bag and didn't call a code red or call the police. He didn't call the police after he heard gunshots. So it's just another level of incompetence at that school, and that gentleman still works at the school and has his job.
You're kidding me.
It was pretty upsetting with seeing that art. Yeah, he's still at the school. No accountability for not calling the police, just getting on a radio after hearing gunshots.
Unreal.
If you read the article that came out today, it is unreal. And it's upsetting. And that's every day there's another article coming out. There's a video game, then there's a video on a phone. So all the families, every day they're reliving something new. And this weekend it happens to be graduation.
I'm so sorry. There was a moment at the White House. I know you went to that first gathering right after the shooting, and you were so strong standing there with your sons and talking to President Trump. Here's what happened at the White House press briefing this week.
One thing that affects mine and other students' mental health is to worry about the fact that we or our friends could get shot at school. Specifically, can you tell me what the administration has done and will do to prevent these senseless tragedies?
I think that as a kid and certainly as a parent, there is nothing that could be more terrifying for a kid to go to school and not feel safe. So I'm sorry that you feel that way. This administration takes it seriously, and the School Safety Commission that the president convened is meeting this week.
You can hear her get emotional when she responds to that little child, and I'm just curious what you think about how the White House is doing on what you were promised so far.
Well, I could tell you that the president did listen and he put a commission together. But talk is cheap right now in this country. I'm tired of hearing talk. I'm tired of roundtables. We need metal detectors and armed guards at the school. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that any kid could walk into a school any day of the week with a weapon, a knife, a hatchet, a gun. So how are our kids safe without metal detectors and single entry points?
Understood.
So that's what we need, Martha, and I laid it out on my plan, americansforclass.org.
americansforclass.org. We urge everybody to go there, and we want to continue to be helpful in any way we can. Andrew, thank you. We'll be thinking about you this weekend.
Thank you, Martha.
Everybody at home, we'll be right back.